Good evening, everyone. How are you all? If you're watching on replay, it might be another time in your part of the world. Welcome to those watching live. I am absolutely excited today to talk about mastering resilience. And I'll just stop sharing my screen so I can chat with you a little bit and we'll start presenting again. I really look forward to these times that I get to connect with everyone. Some of you here I already know, familiar faces, others are new faces, and others who are watching, who aren't watching live, being introduced to what we do here and what we're all about at Above It and what I'm all about. So I'm going to get started. Welcome again. Please use the messenger chat. I'll be checking it. There's certain points where I can check it. If you've got any questions or if something's not, you can't hear it right or not going through, let me know. But I'll be presenting now. So let's do it. Welcome and thank you for joining me on a Friday evening. I appreciate it. And it's really exciting, you know. Let's do this. So I'm sharing it here. The first thing that we'll start with is to get us in the zone. And I hope you'll be able to hear all the sound. We're going to do a little bit of a mindful meditation. So it's just a little 2-minute video that we'll watch. But I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi again, I'm Dr. Vicky Prokopiou. I'm your presenter today. I'm a coach, a dentist, I'm a mum, I'm a speaker, and an investor as well. I love business. And let me tell you, when I first started, back when I was 18, I had no idea about business. Then when I first opened my own practice in 2011, I had no idea what I was doing. Now, fast forwarding, I'm 3 practices down and really excited to share lots of knowledge with you. I've also been a rural dentist for 6 years. Peter and I, so my husband, you'll see him on here, Peter, we find that we work better together rather than apart with one common goal and dream. Plus, we get to spend time with our kids, because that was something that I really struggled with, working 6 days a week. And it really killed me inside because I had so hard to have kiddies in the first place. So welcome again. And my intention today is to ignite something within you. It is to move you, to connect you with yourself, to connect you with some of the things you may have forgotten or that you might be wanting for yourself but have pushed aside. So it's time to think about you, and it's time to kind of think about work-life harmony as well. I don't quite call it balance all the time because it's not a balance. It's ever-shifting, ever-changing, and it depends on your situation, right? What you're going through in your personal life alongside your work and career as well. And there tends to be a huge disconnect with ourselves. We're really hard workers here. As health professionals, we sometimes don't have boundaries, and you've got to be conscious of those. So we're going to talk a little bit about those. And you're driven. No doubt you're a driven individual, and sometimes there's no end point to that. You think, well, when do you stop? And we want to stop before burnout hits. We want to stop before our health gets in the way of any future progress that we make. We want to be healthy. We want to enjoy life, enjoy our holidays. We want to enjoy the money that we make and also have the lifestyle that we wish. And we're all very different. So you might have different dreams to somebody else. And I just want you to know when you've reached your limits, because what's worth your health? Nothing really. Money, I believe, it comes to you. You work hard, it will come. Yes, there's strategies in business, strategies in life, and there's certain decisions you've got to make. And you might be thinking about those today. I've been where you are. I am where you are. I'm a health professional. I'm a mum. I'm juggling lots of things too. And you might be ahead of me. You might be years behind. But just know that if someone's done something and achieved it, you can too. So look around you. See who is around you that can inspire you and you inspire them and uplift you. And start hanging around them. That's my first little bit of a little tip. I won't call it advice, little tip here. So I don't want you to be hitting rock bottom. This is time to master your resilience. I know you're resilient. I know that you're going through a lot, and you've probably been through a lot. And we've all got different extremes of that. So let's get into it. Let's do it. Time to focus now. So grab your cup of tea, coffee, if you drink coffee in the evening, or if it's a different time in your part of the world. And yeah, let's do it. Breathe in, breathe out. What is it about blue spaces that fills us with awe?
Imagine you're a bird flying high above the ocean. What do you see? Can you feel the wind? A gentle breeze. Looking into the distance. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice how the water glistens and the peace that water brings to you. What does it make you want to do? To explore? Perhaps. Where does it lead you to? Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Beautiful. Hope you enjoyed that. I've got many little videos like that I've made, and that took me back to my favorite place, the beach. So they're actual places I've been to and I frequently visit. So where's it that you love to be? Make sure you get away. Hopefully this weekend, maybe. Be good. Welcome to those who have just joined. It's so lovely to have you here. I mentioned earlier, please use the chat if you have any comments, if you want to say hi to anyone or introduce yourself. I would love to meet you and get to know you. Tell me where you're from. Where's everyone from? Hi. Beautiful. Got the chat here. So if you see the little, I don't know if you can see it with the presenting, but there's a little rectangular square with the lines, and that's our little chat box. And I'll be able to check the chats at certain points here as well. I noticed someone's raised their hand. Please, is it Ankita who's raised their hand? I saw it pop up and I missed it. Please, if you want to chat, let me know. And yeah, if you've got any questions anytime, there will be time at the end to answer. And also, we can have a chat and get on a call in the coming days as well. So I'm really excited. Let's talk about resilience. Can you all hear me? Can you let me know, please, that it's all working beautifully on your end? Just, yep, good. Just send me a little message saying all okay or thumbs up or an emoji or something, just so I know. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Ankita. Thanks for joining us. Beautiful. So resilience, it means a lot of different things to everyone, but here is the Britannica's definition. It is the ability to become strong, healthy, or successful again after something bad happens. The word bad I don't really like, but it gives you the essence of what it is. And we're all resilient here. So I don't think I need to go any further with describing what it is, though sometimes things can get a bit too much. And we want to recognize when that happens so that we can preserve our mental and physical health as well, because a lot is dependent on us. If you're a business owner, if you're a mum or a dad or a parent, if you are somebody who's got the responsibility of being the breadwinner or the higher income earner, there is a lot of pressure, and I get it. Totally feel you, absolutely, because I've experienced it. So I don't know if you saw my post this morning. I posted about 2021, December 4, when we had just moved to this practice right here. It looked like an empty shell, and I can give you a little tour in one of my lives in the upcoming days, if you like. So here it was a really old place where lots of people lived and in kind of substandard conditions as well. So we gutted it all out and we moved in upstairs. So we did first renovation, and just as we were finishing upstairs, starting downstairs for the practice, our house in the country burnt down. And it was 10 o'clock at night. I remember I was with Peter on the couch. We'd just poured a glass of wine. Our kids were in bed, and we'd just gone and kind of breathed out and said, look, wow, we get to relax 10 o'clock, and then we get a phone call that our house is on fire. So thank goodness everyone was fine, but we just thought, well, how much more can we take? We had already been through a failed business deal with family, mind you. I learned a lot from that, and you might have some stories of your own. So we were to open elsewhere, and look, what was meant to be happened, and we are where we are now. And I wouldn't change that for the world. When you go through difficult things, it can be really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or to see what the learning is that you're meant to learn from it. But please be resilient and please keep going. You do need to have some support people around you. And if you don't have them in your immediate circle of friends or family, seek them elsewhere. That's where I also sought mentors and coaches, and I've still got my mentors and coaches. So if you connect with me, I'd love to chat with you and let's get to know each other. So there was that. There was IVF before that. We moved to the country, to Coonabarabra, in a small town of 3,000 people, and serviced a community or a catchment of 10,000. So we were really busy in the bush. So that's where I really burnt out. And my past life before that as a pharmacist, I think I was just trying to find my way ever since I turned 18. And because of my upbringing, and I love my parents, they educated me. Education was one of their big things, and you might relate to that too. I just always thought science, and I was kind of ushered into science, even though I was really good at art and music. So what is it that maybe you've lost touch with from your childhood? I love the outdoors. I love beach fishing, that you might want to kind of pick up this weekend, because you know what? It really connects you back to your childhood, back to who you are, because work can sometimes make you forget that, and also the responsibility of family too. So it's everything together. Now, I've told you a little bit about me. Here are some photos. I don't know if some of them haven't popped up, but we got enough there. So I've spoken at dental conferences. In my practice here, we offer dentofacial aesthetics, injectables, also do our crown and bridge work. I have made bridges. I've even milled veneers. So to those who are in the dental industry, I'm artistic, and I think many of you here would be, and just getting in touch with the technology and continuing with that is really important in our careers. You'll see the LED lights here, if I can point there, the green LED lights. That's our reception counter. I love getting away with my family. They're my 3 kiddies, and there's Peter here again. He's one of the courses I went to for the dentofacial aesthetics for the phlebotomy. Then I realized, I'm not really enjoying this. So yeah, sometimes you learn things. And this is something that took me a while to get, is learning things just because you think that you should be progressing in your career and doing certain things, or because your friends are, rather than sitting and thinking, well, how's this going to benefit me? And how's this going to help me live the life that I want? And do I enjoy it? Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to use those skills. And yeah, I've had experience in that, and you might have experience in that too. So what you'll learn today, this is an interactive class, so there'll be a time where we're going to scan a QR code so you can do your real of life balance. So grab someone's phone if you're on your phone so that you can scan it. If you can't do that, then you will get the recording of this for 48 hours as well, once I upload it. So 48 hours from when I upload this. And I want you to know what an entrepreneurial mindset's like, and also to maybe provide some clarity on how to optimize your work-life harmony. So there might be certain things that you haven't given your attention to. You'll soon find out a little bit more about that. And we're going to learn these 3 things. So if you come away with 3 things today, this is what I want you to come away with. Optimizing your work-life harmony, building healthy habits, and resilient boundaries. So I'm talking about things that are kind of not serving you, that are not helping you to progress. And that could be internal things like fear, or it could be external things like other people, or not having support around you, and retraining your thinking patterns. So we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, but I won't make it too scientific or intense. The 4 pillars that we cover are coming up. And these are the 4 pillars that I absolutely base everything around. And in your elements, my course, my 4-week course, and I give you 2 extra weeks as well. And I absolutely love nature. So this is what I've incorporated in here. First one's fire, then there's earth, air, and water. We can all relate to those. And just sit with that for a minute. Those 4 words, what do they mean to you? Without reading what's on there. If you've already read it, that's fine. And just think, well, the fire within you or the fire around you, what's that? And earth, what does that mean to you? And it could be on a physical, on a spiritual, or a mental level. Air around you, Is it speaking? Is it having a voice? What is it for you? And water. And for me, water is the flow and flowing in your element. And that's where I think we can all be in most areas of our life, because there's always a disharmony in somewhere where you've got to put a little bit more attention and effort into it. So leadership and passion, we're going to talk a little bit about that, stability and career growth, communication and relationships, and flowing in your element, because I want you all to be in your element. And I noticed when I was overworking, I started to despise my business, my work, and I resented coming to work every day. If you're feeling like that, please reach out to me. There's a strategy, there's a way forward. You can totally get out of that without giving up on yourself, your business, and things that you might be finding a bit too challenging at the moment. I've been there. Look, it's taken me, this time last year, I made the decision to work more on my business than in my business, this particular business, my practice, so that now I'm more free and available to be here for you, to be here for my family and my husband, because I noticed that our relationship was kind of pulling apart. We weren't seeing each other. We had 2 different careers and 2 different timetables. That's really difficult. And some of you might be going through that. It took a lot of conversations and a lot of decisions and balancing the financials as well, so that we could make it happen. And I'm such much happier woman, you know, and I want you all to reach that point where you allow yourself to then progress and learn what you want to learn, so that you can support and help others as well, because that's what we're here for. We are in our health professional roles to support other people, and especially ourselves as well. So with fire, leadership and passion, it's about igniting that passion. So if the passion has dwindled, there is a way forward. And I want you to remember what has brought you to your profession, to your career, to where you're at right now, and why you might be feeling maybe a bit burnt out, or maybe you're really energized and you love where you're at. Just let me know. I'm just trying to engage where everybody's at, so I can cater this chat for you, beautiful, so that it's wonderful for you, so you can relate to it. And there is a life beyond work. Sometimes we forget it because everything relies on our success in our career, in our practice, in our business, in our work. So learning about stress and anxiety is key. We won't be covering those too much today, but in the course we do. And gaining tools and insight. So insight is huge. Without insight, without awareness, you don't know where to go next. You don't know how to progress. It is time to face your fears. So we've all got fears. Fears can hold us back. A little bit of fear is excellent because it lets us get that adrenaline, and then we go, okay, cool, I'm scared of this. Why am I scared of this? Well, is it a real fear, or is it just fear of failure? Is it fear of not getting others' approval? It all depends on how you've been brought up, who's around you, what's around you, and what you've experienced as well. But you can definitely overcome fears and turn them into opportunities. So anything that you're scared of, you think, well, I'm scared because I'm growing. Well, how can I grow best? And how can I advance in both my personal life and in my professional life? So looking at your passions is one of the big things. Okay? Passions and your purpose. And exploring those to uncover your why is what we're going to go through next. And also your identity beyond work. I was known for a very long time as Vicky, the dentist. And it never sat well with me. But I thought, well, that's what I am. But that's what people thought. They introduced me. Oh, he's Vicky the dentist. I'm like, well, I'm much more than a dentist. And it takes a lot of energy and time to change that perception. And you first got to decide for yourself, well, who am I? What am I doing here? Is my work defining me, or am I happy for it? Is that my what I breathe and live for? Or is there someone else that I am that people don't really know about? And maybe it's time to show them as well. So overcoming imposter syndrome, and we're not going to talk about this, but if you look at, if you're a woman in dentistry, a lady in dentistry, we've got boss ladies in dentistry, I've got beautiful lives there. If you're not, I can send you the link to one of the lives I've done on imposter syndrome. Please email me or message me. You'll get an email after this talk. Just reply back to it and let me know what you'd like, and I can send you the link and you can watch that. It's absolutely life-changing. because we've all got these little voices in our head. And those here who have worked with me and those who are watching on replay who have worked with me, we tackle those. And they're always going to be there, but we want to subdue them. We want to tell them to calm down because we deserve the best. We deserve to have the future that we want, and we are awesome. Okay, you haven't gotten to where you are without hard work and intelligence and everything else that makes you you. So overcoming that imposter syndrome, or knowing when it pops up and just shooing it away, is about, it's one of the most important things for you to do, so that you can have confidence within yourself, so that you can also, in your workplace, in your business, have the confidence as well, because patients, clients, your team, they can tell when you're not confident, and it comes out in your work. So you might need a bit of practice in getting certain skills. You might need people around you to show you how to communicate. You may need the help, so don't be afraid to get help. And this is where us as health professionals sometimes think, well, I'm just going to do it alone. I should know how to do this. But if there's a quicker, easier way, why not get that support? And leadership's huge as well. So you can control certain things in your environment, and fire helps us with that. So let's go on to the next slide. Now, why do you do what you do? So I'm going to let you ponder on that, and you can think about this question beyond our chat. So think about it tonight. Why do you do what you do? And I'm not just talking about work. It's a really nice question, your why, and you might want to write it down now, or you might want to write it later. So jot the question down. If you've got a pen and paper, go grab one if you need one. Once you determine your why, then everything makes sense. Then you realize why you do everything, okay, and what it is you do, and maybe things you might be avoiding as well. So passion is all about your why and how you go about pursuing it. And it's influenced by many factors: your skills, your continued learning, your goal pursuit. So what goals do you have? Are you driven? Are you exhausted and you think, I just need a break? Do you need a break? Listen to your body, because it's telling you lots of key signs so that you can really gain that strength. And sometimes you need a break away from your usual routine. That could be a weekend. That could be a long weekend. That could be a week away. Because I'm going away on a retreat next week on my own with a group of other like-minded individuals, business people. And do you need to do something like that? Everything I tell you, I have tried and I'm trying, and I am doing the best I can as well to elevate my life and my knowledge. So what is it you need to do, and how do you dream big? What does dreaming big mean for you? I really want you to reward yourself, because we don't do that enough, to celebrate your wins, because we have wins every day. If it's that patient that we have given a smile to, or something we've supported someone with in our family, or our child we've nurtured, or our partner we've supported through something. We have wins every single day. Or us focusing on our health, right? Going to the gym, going to Pilates. You've got to block things in like that, and you've got to celebrate your wins, because the more positive you view yourself, and you can read many, many books. So if you like books, I have a big list of books. Email me if you'd like the big list of books, and I can direct you to books that I've read and books that I recommend, because we don't celebrate ourselves enough. Now, here's a little bit about goal pursuit. And this is an iceberg. You'll see lots of iceberg metaphors. This one is in particular focused on goal pursuit. And it helps us understand the hidden factors that influence our behaviors and the outcomes we get. You might have lots of fear hiding under that iceberg. So in that 90 to 95%, depending on what you read, it's 90 or 95%, your subconscious. And that is your biggest influence. That is how you've been brought up, your values, your thinking, your feeling. Feeling plays a huge role. And as health professionals, you've got to think about your patients as well, or your clients, or those that you support, your team. Feeling comes into it a lot. How do you make them feel? How do you make them feel at the start and the end of their visit? And how lovely is it at the end of the visit when they're smiling? And I know with our patients, they come in with anxiety, and we tend to attract the anxious patients. And then by the end of the visit, they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I don't actually hate dentists. So yeah, we hear it a lot as dentists, and we've got to just let it go over our head. I was talking about that with my team the other day as well. So the 90 to 95% is invisible. You don't even know it's going on. It is how you've been brought up and your beliefs that lie deeply within you. Now, this top 5 to 10%, this conscious area, is where we can influence things. So if you are aware of things, you can then influence those beliefs, because some of those beliefs aren't real. And we'll go into that another day. Okay. Our perception and how we're conditioned and how we're programmed all come from childhood and our experiences up till now. Then we look at this, passion. What's passion? It's connecting with your why, as we said. So what's your purpose? Is it work? You want confidence. You want to keep growing. We love learning as health professionals, sometimes a bit too much. So time to make some money as well. So learn what you need to and take it step by step. I know some of my clients are like, well, I just did this course and just did that course and just did that course. Take a breath. Go on a holiday. Take a breath. Use the skills you've got. You have so many skills. And I bet you're not using all the skills that you have already. Do what you love. And that is a key message here. And do it for you. Don't do it because someone else has told you. It's hard. When you're younger, you're influenced more. I was. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, well, how's this benefiting me and my family and my partner? And is it something that I want to be doing? So you can give yourself that permission and do it for you. Do everything for you. So if you come to a decision, I guess the best thing is, well, how is this helping me? And am I happy thinking about this? And can I imagine myself doing it? Because when you envision and look forward, you can see if something's a nice reality for you as well. And that's how we have goals too. Now, confidence is a big thing, and it's a big issue that some health professionals have, and at certain times in your career as well. Of course, when you're learning new things, self-confidence is huge. So think about a time when your confidence was low. How did you overcome that? What did you do? How resilient were you? What was the plan that you had moving forward? And did you combat that imposter syndrome? And one other thing I love to talk about is your zone of genius. What are you really good at? Are you utilizing yourself to your best potential? And be honest with yourself. Sometimes I know it's hard because when you work for others or when you're in the start of your career, you have to do everything. You can't specifically focus on a certain task or focus on a certain procedure that you really love and are really good at. And you then have the choice of specializing or learning more about it. So give yourself that ability to see, well, what are you good at? In the workplace you're in, is it something that is boosting you? Is it the right environment for you? Is it the right time? Are you working too much, too little? Are you seeing your family? You've got to see what is right for you, because your recipe for life success is very different to somebody else's. Mine's very different to everyone's. And I think a lot of the time I defy the odds, and a lot of the time I make people uncomfortable because I do things out of the ordinary, because I do them to suit me and my family and my husband. I do not ask for permission from other people to do things. And sometimes they find it very, I guess, threatening, or the discomfort that they're in is because they don't know, because you don't share everything. You don't have to share everything with everybody. So identify what it is you love doing. Self-doubt needs to be squashed, absolutely, and there are ways to do that. And quit questioning your competence. You are absolutely magnificent. What are you awesome at? What are you amazing at? And go for it. Okay, the money will come. Money comes. So believe in yourself. And as a leader, who inspires you? Who do you inspire? Be inspirational. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. There are many different leadership styles, and you'll find what type of leader that you are. And you're a leader in some part of your life or business. Even if you don't own a business, you are leading someone somewhere, and you are somebody that someone looks up to. Remember to have fun. And can you see that little picture down here with the chains? For many, many years, I felt like I was chained to my work and my business. That's where that resentment came in. So break those chains and make your work day, work week, work life year, this coming year, from now, what it is you want it to be at the end of the year, because I know a lot of people I spoke with end of last year were really burnt out. They maybe missed holidays or they didn't take care of themselves enough, and it really catches up to you. You start to feel it. So it's time now for the Wheel of Life Balance. Grab your extra phones. I don't know if you've got an iPad lying around or a phone lying around. And if you like, you can get that QR code. You can do it now. I'll give you a minute or so if you like. You can let me know if you've finished. Excellent. And yeah, if you prefer to do it later, just give me a shout out. Let me know what you're all doing so that I can then either go on or just hang out here for you and wait. So this Wheel of Life Balance is really lovely. It allows you to see maybe some areas that you may need to focus on that may be suffering or struggling and you're not even realizing that. So it's about raising your awareness. And you can do that as many times as you like. You can do it every month. You can also then email it to yourself, so you'll get a copy through the website too. And you might have done this before with me. I always do it because sometimes you're like, well, I don't know, something feels off. What do I fix? What do I look at? And it's a good little tester, I guess, for you to look at. So let me know if you're happy for me to keep going. Excellent. So we'll do it later. Magnificent. Let's keep going. Now we look at Earth. So this is about the mindset thinking, getting stability within you, stability around you, and growing in your career, growing in business, growing within yourself, and really honing in on the power that you have and the things you're really, really good at. It's also about something I call clean living, learning about habits, so having really good habits, and leading to a more vibrant lifestyle where you've got energy. I want you to have energy, and I know you want to have energy too. And a lot of the excuses I hear is, I don't have time. Well, you'll find out how to have time shortly. There's a little trick to do, which seems very obvious. And I've read it in lots and lots of books, and I'll mention 3 of the books. So inner harmony is the key thing. Once you are happy within, the whole world shines. And I find that it might sound a bit corny, but it is reality. You exude this confidence, you exude happiness or an ambience around you, and people notice it. And they're like, something's changed with you. So start focusing on yourself. Start giving yourself the care and the love that you deserve. It is time to put you number one. Not your kids, not your partners, not anyone else, not your best friend, you number one. And about decluttering. So we declutter your thoughts. And I know many of us love lists. And if you want, I think a really nice test, it's just come to me now, is to do the Gallup strengths. But there's a free version where you get your 5 top strengths. Go on to Gallup strengths. I'll type it here so that you guys know. Gallup strengths. And what is really good is you can get your partners to do it. So if you Google that, your partners or friends or people you live with, so you can kind of see, well, oh, now that explains why they love history or why they love this type of detail or why they're not dependable or why they're someone who loves reading. A lot can come out of that. It's really interesting. So I would suggest you look that up. There is a paid version and my clients get to do that, and it's really eye-opening. Now, with career and business advancement, make sure that you have a strategy moving forward. You don't just pick and choose CPD because it's the CPD cycle. Do something you love and really hone in on it, and you incorporate it in your work. And that's one of the key steps that I would love to give to you. Branding and marketing is a big one as well with career growth. So having your branding on point for your business and your branding on point for yourself. How do you want the world to see you? Because we are in an era of social media. I can tell you a year ago, I had all of my profiles on private. My friends couldn't even see my photos. It was a massive step for me to go into a public arena. And I know now that a lot of health professionals are in that space. Yes, we have the APRA guidelines. You really must connect with those. You'll always upset somebody, so just be on point with your online presence. And that includes things that you post as well. We're not allowed to give guarantees. We're not allowed testimonials, you know, all of that. And a lot of people are breaking the rules, but they're starting to hone in on that in Australia. I don't know about the rest of the world, but there are guidelines here. And I guess state to state varies as well. So be really aware of your APRA guidelines. And with your practice, if you are a business owner or with your clinic, whatever you've got, make sure that what's online is what people see when they come. It's like when you go to a house opening, an open house, and you're like, the photos didn't look like that. So I know Peter, he was telling me a lot of stories with leasing, like the photos look so glamorous because he was in leasing for a bit of time and he was a gun at that. And with leasing places, the photographer would Photoshop so much in some places, you'd rock up and it would be completely different. We don't want that for your clinic. We don't want that to be the impression that people get. So Peter is a master of the branding and marketing. He's got his course. So please reach out to us if you want to learn more about that, and you can have a chat with him and see how he can support you and your business. And we also have partners. We've got beautiful partners. We've got digital partners and money partners as well. So it's not us doing it, but we have our partners that we trust and that we work with who can guide you too. And what have you got to lose with a free call, That's what we're here for. We want to get to know you and make sure we're a good fit for you and get you confident and to set your boundaries. That is one of the big things. So stability, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Inner and outer stability are key. If your inner world is suffering, if you are struggling with things, if you are internalizing things, then your outer world tends to fall apart. And this is where that wheel of life balance can really help you, give you a little idea of what's going on. Right? If that doesn't mean much to you because all is good, great. If it's triggering something in you, maybe butterflies in your tummy, please chat with me. I would love to see how I can help you with that too. Now, what is mindset? I won't go into it too much, but it is about general attitudes and the way someone typically thinks about things. And some people, are negative Nancy's, others are really positive. So we want to be the positive type of people. Why? Because it affects your view of the world and what you get out of experiences. If you focus on problems, you're just going to see the problems. And we've all got clients or patients or people in our lives who are like that. And at times it's exhausting, isn't it? And at times we can be like that. Where in what situations you might be like that. And listening for potential in others as a leader is really, really important because, yes, things may not be perfect, and please don't expect perfection from others. People are trying their best, or maybe they're just not suited to a role. You've got to recognize that as a leader as well, because it's time for you to see the potential in other people, potential in yourself, and also to stimulate growth. So a good leader will see, and this is where the Gallup strengths come in. You can do your top 5 Gallup strengths with your teams or when you're hiring people. That's a little tip. You can do that. If you need that extra little, well, I'm not too sure what this person's about, or just make it part of your onboarding process if you are somebody who's got a business, and you'll get to know the top 5 things about them. And it's really interesting. Those tests have gone on for years and years. One of my close friends is a coach in Gallup strengths, and it's really interesting what I've learned from her. So be open to opportunities and growth. So it's all about growth. Positive mindset is growth mindset, focusing on solutions rather than problems. That is our goal, isn't it? Now, what's all the fuss about communication? Okay, communication is key to everything. If you're not communicating with your partners or your family or your team, things that are unsaid get lost in translation, or problems just keep festering and snowballing and getting bigger. So it's really crucial that you know how to communicate in different ways with different people. And this is where our dialogue course comes in as well. So I love being able to determine what type of communicator someone is, what type of learner they are as well, so that I can then best support them. So for example, I've got an online training course for my team, my onboarding course, and that's constantly being developed and added to. We had a couple of sessions this week, and sometimes I'll put things in writing because some people learn by reading, others are auditory, so lots of listening, others are visual and auditory. So have a variety of ways that you communicate with others. And this is where sometimes when you're counseling patients or clients, if you are just monotonously repeating the same thing, it's not going to get through to everyone. So be aware of that. Be aware of what's the best way for them to learn so that you can help them the best that you can help them. Now, understanding that growth mindset. So belief in ourselves is high here. And It requires effort, absolutely, because we get curveballs thrown at us all the time. It requires perseverance. And if you have perseverance, you are someone with a growth mindset. And you know that your skills and abilities can always be improved. And the other thing is you're a learner. You're eager to develop your skills. And you view those challenges as opportunities, not as setbacks. You don't let them hold you back. Let me tell you, when I was pregnant and we had that business deal fall through, this was my third baby, really difficult pregnancy. I had placenta previa, like the worst type. I had bleeding. It was horrible. And I'm not a very comfortable pregnant lady anyway. I'm not one of those blessed ladies, but I'm very fortunate that I had my beautiful kids, and I'd do it all over again if it happened. So at that point, we had no job, Peter and I. Peter had just studied real estate, so had gone from radio to real estate. So Peter's got a big, he's very good at communication. So now he takes over our reception training and most of the training with our team. So during that time, we found it really hard to get a loan because we kept getting knocked back. You don't have a job. I was pregnant, as if they're going to give a pregnant lady a loan. But because I had worked hard in my rural practice, I had proof. Proof is important. I had proof that I could do it again. So with kind of finding the gateways and finding the loopholes, and I don't take no for an answer, we got our loan and we got to where we are today. And I can tell you we were at rock bottom at that point. I have never been unemployed in my life. Yes, I was a mum of 2 kiddies and 1 on the way, but we had moved back with my mum and dad and things were really tough. We had lost money in our business deal, so we were worse off mentally and financially. But look at us now. And it's all been learning. And I honestly don't think I'd be here right now if I hadn't gone through that, because I'm here to things like that as well, to tell you can do anything. If I could get a loan when all the odds were against me, you can do anything. You just got to be resilient, know where to go and the avenues, and just keep talking to people that keep getting knocked back. That's fine, because all you need is 1 yes. Isn't it right? You need 1 yes. Be adaptable, be innovative, resilience, our big one today, and more positive. Okay, easier said than done, but it's all about retraining your thinking habits. So if you catch yourself in a downward spiral of, I can't do this, no way, I'm too scared. What if this so-and-so judges me? Grab it, put it in a box. So imagine a box, throw it all in, tie it up, throw it out the door. This little action of just imagining that you are getting rid of whatever is burdening you, and you just leave it at the door. And I do this if I've got like a big case or big meetings as well. I leave my problems at the door and I can attend to them later on, is a nice way of mentally going, no, not thinking about this right now. Okay, and then you can pick it up whenever you're ready again. Your habits also include what you eat, what you do, your exercise, what your day looks like, how early you wake up, and how you think. Because we want to be thinking above it, not below it. Have a look what that means. So you can have a little read of this. It's about taking 100% responsibility in your actions, in things that happen for you, in your self-care, in all of your choices, in things, seeing things as opportunities. It's too small, I've got a tune in here. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger so I can read it. So as opportunities, owning it when you're wrong, celebrating when you're right, dreaming, hoping. And I can tell you, hope for me has really helped me in big decisions and big things in my life. Finding better ways. So you're always thinking, well, strategizing, well, how else can I do this? How else can I achieve this? And moving on, moving forward. So recognize what you've learned, but don't look back. You got to look forward, because being below it really holds you back. It is when someone's in denial, and you might know some people like that. If you're like that right now, you can totally get above the line. It takes effort. It takes energy. You just got to make some key decisions for yourself. We don't want to ignore things. We know when you sweep things under the rug, sometimes that's what we're led to do all our life. They just create a mound and they kept getting bigger and bigger. The drama queens, I don't know, sometimes you might have those patients who come in and you're like, well, why did they react that way? It's because they've got a lot going on. And when I chat to everyone that I train and that I mentor, I say, look, people have things going on in their life that we may not know about. Just be aware of that. that it's not directed at you 99.9% of the time. There's something going on. And a lot of the time they do come back and apologize, which is really big of them as well. And you might have it on phone calls too. Not all phone calls are pleasant. So you're really pleasant, or your team might be a lot of the time. And then you get this really off-putting call. And it really turns you off the day, doesn't it? But it's about knowing, well, this isn't about me. It's about them. They've got issues, and unfortunately, they can't deal with them. So being negative, finding faults in everything. I know some people like that. Waiting for others to do things for them. Not in control of their life. Making excuses. Being unhappy. Look, we're allowed to be unhappy. I'm not saying be happy all the time, but just constantly negative, negative, negative. And feels like they're always in the right, never own it. We all make mistakes. That's how we move forward, don't we? And being defensive, that's pretty big. Now, here are some nice words about growth. So how do you want to grow in your life, in your career? Do you want to specialize? Do you want to motivate others? Are you motivated? Where do you want to grow? How do you want to grow? Are you a leader? Do you want to have more of a leadership role? Do you want time efficiency? Do you want to be a boss? Courage, you need more courage or self-esteem. Do you want more businesses and income streams? Do you want to focus on your health? What is it you need to do to grow? Because everyone's different. Now with air, we look at communication, lots of communication, lots of talking. Breathing and meditation comes in here as well. Nutrition, and we're going to go through that a little bit. Techniques for maintaining your focus. So what we look at when I work with you, we're going to touch on a few little things. We're nearly at the end now. And motivation and goal setting. Also brain-based tools. And we're going to go through one today. Now, we talked about effective communication a little bit, so we'll skip that. The one thing I do want to stress is that we want to make sure that we clarify things and we meet expectations of those that we support and help. If you do not do that, you will hit roadblocks. You would hit a point where you're not communicating with that person, or they're not agreeing to their treatment plan because they haven't understood, or you haven't answered their objections or their questions. And that's one big thing that we cover. So yeah, that's just some food for thought for you there. Now, the main thing here is your relationship with yourself and with others. How do you view it? And how do others view you? So if you had a best friend, what would they say about you? And maybe you can write that down. It's a really nice exercise to think about. What would others say about you? Think of 5 words, okay? I think that's something nice to think about over the weekend or this evening. And build healthy habits so that you can have peak performance. Now, they can be mental habits like meditation of a morning or of an evening, whenever works for you. It could be a shower with music on. It could be going for a walk. There are certain books. There are a few books that I've read in my time and I reread again, like Atomic Habits, Miracle Morning. They're great books. And Miracle Morning has many different ones. There's one for entrepreneurs. There's all different versions of it. And basically, getting up at 5 a.m. is the key to getting more time, the key to being healthy. And you can find out more there. But yeah, we want health, right? We want internal and external health, and we want to build these healthy habits and keep them. Repetition is what makes us have the habit, rather than when we try something new and we leave it because we think, oh, it doesn't serve us. You've got to keep persevering, because we don't want burnout, and we want to make sure that you have boundaries around you. So see that little picture there, drawing a line around you? Who do you let into your inner circle of friends, of family? Who's close to you? And let's say you're at work. Let's say you're leading. Let's say you're doing notes and people think, oh, great, they're available. I can go and bug them now. You go, no, I can see you at 10 o'clock. So you make those boundaries. It's up to you to set the rules, because you're not always available. I've been there, done that, where I've chopped and changed. It is exhausting. And I did that in my rural practice more so than my first practice. I did it both actually, but because we were so busy, my ears were always on. And by the end of the day, I just wanted to lie on the floor. And I did. I even lied down in the surgery and my nurse asked, are you okay? I'm My body was aching. I went to hospital a few times. So burnout's not just mental, it is physical. It is real. If you are feeling any of those things, if you don't want to wake up in the morning, you've got to change something in your routine, in your habits, maybe how much you're working or the procedures you're doing. Because there's a lot of mental weight that comes with you not being able to spend time with your loved ones, yourself, or having time alone. We all need some time alone. We need thinking time. We need resting time, time to switch off. So this was me at the back of our building in Coonabarabran. I used to walk with my puppy, pregnant, and then with my 2 boys to work. We had 1 car. Peter used to drive to Dubbo, an hour and 45 minutes each way. So we were on very different time tangents. And this was at the end of the day. My puppy would come and just lie on me. So a lot of the time I would be lying on the floor right here, open this back door. That was the kitchen area. And I'd literally just be sitting there in the sun. So that was the morning. In the lunchtime or afternoon time, there was sun there. So that's where I'd get my 5 seconds of vitamin D and have a quick bite if I had lunch. So are you getting lunch times? That's one of the things that I realized, getting lunch times and going, no, I have lunchtime. I'm not squeezing that extra patient in or that extra client in or that extra meeting in. Now, this is one of the big things before we finish up about taking care of yourself. It is about getting quality sleep. So this is the mental diet. It is about physical activity. So you could be someone who loves marathons or someone who loves yoga or both. Have the variety. Do what you need to do for your body. Listen to your body. And about focusing. We can talk about focusing another time, but this is what I chat about with my clients. And having a human connection. People need people. You need to connect with others. You also need playtime. So you need time where you can sit with your kids or time to just go to that pottery class, and downtime where you do absolutely nothing. And then you pause and reset because we can't keep going. We're not an Energizer bunny. And if you know anything about our brain, our prefrontal cortex at the front, which is paper thin, it's like a card thinness. It is where all our thinking happens. And we've only got 20 minutes of concentration time. So there's some books that suggest that you should work for 20 minutes or concentrate, get up, go for a walk, and then refocus and start again, 20-minute increments. But depending on your genetic makeup and how you function, some of us are more resilient and can work for longer periods. It all depends on your strengths and your talents. Now with water, it's about really diving in and flowing. What can you do to flow in your work, to flow in your home? So you don't want to be going home and having to do the cooking, the housework. I've been there, done that. Cooking, housework after you've had a long day and then caring for your kids. I was breastfeeding as well. It is exhausting. What can you put in place so that you can get home and just release and go, oh, I'm home. I can be present for my family or for myself. I can go and have a shower. My dinner's all sorted. Delegate. Do what you need to do and get the support you need, because you need that work-life harmony. You need to stress less. We all do, all of us. Stress is all around us, and we can stress so much. We need to have awareness around it. Do you need to go dating if you're someone who's looking for a partner? Do you need to make more time to go out with your friends, your family? Do you need freedom? Do you need holidays? Financial freedom. I think we all need that, and it does come. And relationships, do you need to work on those? Me time is huge. Working more, working less. And it all comes as a balance, doesn't it? And happiness. Are you happy? And I believe I've got a little happiness test as well. If you go to aboveit.com.au where you found the Wheel of Life Balance, you'll see up the top in the menu, there's a little test that I've added recently as well. And being a health professional is hard. It is so hard. My kids are with me at work all the time. My patients hear them all the time. We know this is a family practice. And even if I'm to have the next practice and the next practice, they'll still be visiting. I think it's important for your family to see what you do and understand. And sometimes partners. I remember from dentistry, we had a lot of couples, unfortunately, that didn't make it through because the ones with the non-dental partners or non-medical partners just didn't understand the sacrifice and the hard work that it took for us as health professionals to get our qualifications. And now it's time to craft your lifestyle. How exciting does that look? I've never been there. I'd love to go there. That's somewhere I haven't been. Looks like Bora Bora or something beautiful. So craft your lifestyle. How many months in the year do you want to work? How much do you want to work? What are your hours you want to work? Okay, what flexibility do you need? And what time off do you need? Do you need a whole day just to yourself? And I don't mean going to do all your chores. I mean, actually go to a spa, go do your yoga, Pilates, go do your walk in the national park, whatever it is that you love. And one big question that I'll leave you with today is what or who is standing in your way? Is it expectation? Is it other people? Is it you? Is it not believing in yourself? Because everything comes down to what you're okay with, and you set your boundaries. You tell others how to treat you. So start treating yourself with lots of love, and it all comes back at you a millionfold in the most beautiful way. I hope you've really enjoyed today. I'm happy to answer any questions, so you can come off mute if you like and ask me questions. Or if you are a bit more shy, you can email me or you can comment in the comments. If you'd like to have a little chat and see if what I do is good for you and if we're a good fit, I would love to chat with you and to have you join our family, our Above It family. This is about In Your Element experience. And this is just to have a free call, even if it's just a strategy call for us to chat and see, put some things in place to improve your life or whatever it is you need to look into. And then no obligation, absolutely no obligation to do anything. And I am organising a retreat in November, so I would love for you to consider coming along as well. Let me know. We do have on our website the escapes, which is where In Your Element comes under, and also retreats. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing you. Let me have a check of our chat. Thank you so much. I really have loved presenting to you today. Let's go back to our presentation. So is there anything you'd like for me to answer or you'd like to think about things? You will get this beautiful presentation as well. I'll upload it tonight and get it to you. So thank you once again. Have a beautiful weekend. I know it's Friday night. Maybe some of you are going out. Have a great evening. Maybe others are just unwinding. But one thing that I love to do is when I have a shower in the evening, turn the lights off. We've got those LED candles from Kmart. If you've got the LED candles, put them on, put some music on, and it's just time to just zen, unwind. And everyone in my family knows, just leave me alone for 10 minutes. Half an hour would be great. But yeah, my kids usually come knocking at the door. Lots of love from me. If there's no further questions, please feel free to reach out to me through any platform. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Lots of love. And I will see you all soon. See you online and in person too. Bye.